Hello, can you hear me? Also in the rows that are far away? Yes, okay. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you all to this lecture tonight of Kazuyo Sejima and Ryue Nishizawa of SANAA. And I would like to you to give them a very warm welcome because they have made all the way from Tokyo to be with you here tonight. Welcome. My name is Matteo Kries. I'm one of the two directors of the Vitra Design Museum. And please apologize if some of you have to stand tonight because we had so many registrations for a lecture as we probably never had, more than 1,000. And I think that alone shows how unique this occasion tonight is. Of course, on one hand, because we have these two very distinguished architects with us tonight, but on the other hand, because their lecture can happen in the very building they designed, in this incredibly beautiful factory hall for Vitra shop. This, of course, is also a unique occasion because after this lecture in this building, which has been opened officially today, the building will be used for its normal purpose as an industrial building and will never be used for this kind of event anymore. For your information, for those who came by bus, we will have a shuttle bus after the lecture that will bring you back to the Basel Badischer Bahnhof station until 9 p.m. So when you leave the hall after the lecture, you will find buses that go between here and Basel. And I would also like to inform you, as you are so numerous here tonight, that during our current exhibition, Louis Kahn, The Power of Architecture, we are organizing a large-site event program that accompanies the exhibition, including talks, films, workshops, and much more. And I would like to invite you all to see the exhibition if you haven't seen it yet, and also to have a look on our website or in the program and maybe attend one other event. I would also like to thank our cooperation partner, Architektur Basel, represented here tonight by their president, Christian Blaser, and our sponsor, Malerwerkstätten Heinrich Schmidt, who gratefully supported this talk here tonight. My thanks also go to everybody of the Vitra group who made it possible also technically, logistically, to make this lecture in this building. Of course, you can imagine that involves a lot of technical and security issues, and we're very happy about this cooperation with all of our colleagues here at Vitra and the Vitra Design Museum. Last not least, I would again like to thank Kazuyo Sejima and Ryue Nishizawa to have made the way from Tokyo to here, and also some of the team members that were involved in the building process of this building. And I would now, before they start with the lecture, like to hand over to Christian Blaser of Dialoge to say some more words of greetings. Thank you very much and enjoy the evening.
Good evening from my side. Welcome. Since over 30 years, the architecture dialogues from Basel are engaged in activities in 4 different formats to open the sense of architecture to a wide public. It's this lecture series as we have tonight. It's Architektur und, a format with a guest that is in context with an architectural theme. It will happen next time in September. We also engaged in the Journée d'Architektur, and also we have an agenda that is always current with more than 2,000 addresses we cater to, and we send out the newsletters. The ones of you that are interested to get that free service, there are some cards at the exit of the building, or you're welcome also to look up our website www.architekturdialoge.ch. We are a non-profit organization which is led by 8 architects colleagues, and Our foundation is generally sponsored by Regent Lighting Company in Basel. Today's event is in Kooperation. The first time we are out of the city, and it's of course overwhelming that so many people came. Vitra said we have 600 chairs. I was kind of asking, why don't you have more chairs as the world's best chair company? And they produced some more, and it's great that you can seat all. Also, some reserved seats are still free in the front for the ones that want to come up. I'm very happy that this lecture with SANAA can take place, especially that you are both here and that you are giving a lecture in your own building. I mean, that's the best we can ever have. Probably that's why you came. And I think this architecture dialogue is very authentic and unique in that sense. Also, I would like to thank our partners and our speakers that this could be realized. And last but not least, it's free for all of us. I want to thank again Regent and the Malerwerkstätte Heinrich Schmid that sponsored this. I'm now introducing you very briefly SANAA. It's an architectural practice from Tokyo, founded in 1995. It consists of the two Sejima and Nishizawa, with a team of about 40 people. Their work is well known all over the world. It's spread around the world. Also here in Germany, Switzerland and France. In Basel, they built the office building at the Novartis campus. In Lausanne, the Rolex Learning Center. And in Germany, the Zeche Zollverein in Essen. Recently, they finished a project in the Louvre extension in Lens in France. Also in 2010, SANAA won the Pritzker Prize, and in the same year, I think, they directed the Biennale in Venice. So this building is the first industrial building I heard that you built, the first factory building. And it's very interesting how you transferred this task in such a building or in such a form. And we ask you to speak about yourself, to introduce you, your work, and especially this building. So please welcome again SANAA here in Weil and Basel on the Rhine. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for coming. We are very happy today. First, we can have an opening of this factory, finally. And also that today we can meet many, many people for our lecture. So today we like to explain our current project. And we like to start from this building first.
今名前言ったっけ？名前自己紹介しましたっけ？
大丈夫。
紹介しました。大丈夫。Good evening. My name is Nishizawa. Let us.
立ってやった方がいい。
立つ？座った方が楽だよ。座った方が楽だって。大変だからいいじゃない。座った方が。Let us start our presentation with the Vitra factory that we are now here today. This is the first image. This is the campus. And this is what we proposed. The program with this project is a factory for assemble, not to making, welding, making furniture, but assemble. And then program, the floor area was quite big, a little bit bigger than, there was an existing building here. There was an existing factory here, and then it was not enough big, so they wanted to make it even more bigger. And then one of our proposal with this project is give the round shape. Like this, if we make it with a square, facade become very long. So that, but the round shape has more, how to say, less impact to the surrounding. This is what we thought. This is not the completion. This is not the photo of completion. Actually, this photo facade is not yet installed, but there was an existing factory here, like this. And then, so that we built this building in 2 phases. We made left half first, and then bring everything inside to the new one, and then build another second half here to create round. And the round shape has some advantages, we believe. One of them that by making the round, there is no front, there is no front facade, there is no back facade. It becomes evenly open to all around. And then we understand that there was so much traffic, so much truck come in and come out. So this is, we understand this is like a transit hub. And then the round shape create the very continuing landscape around the building. This is the model that we made. Like you see, this is very accessible building where the truck can come from all around. And then by fire reason, we have a very big firewall to divide the circle into 2 pieces. And this, first we made this part, and then we built the second half here. This is a floor plan. This is a really big room, and then the small office room situated beside along the facade. Another thing that we propose is to have to provide much daylight inside the building for the people. This is a factory, but at the same time, this is the working places where people work long time, so that we thought it's nice to provide much daylight to create more comfort for the people. And this is the computer graphic image that we made at the schematic design, the very beginning of the design phase. The idea is to create a random landscape feeling on the facade by the waves. And then...
Because this is the industrial building, so we like to stand the industrial building, and then because of this construction divided 2 phases, and already he explained, so at the end we like to wrap by something, and so then we basically try to use a corrugated material, but we like to also avoid just a repetition of the product. So idea is we made a slightly different section, and then we combine and try to make some softer image of the corrugate section material. This is a computer graphic. And this shows our studies. We made 3 types by paper. And then next to the office, there is some space, and then we connect the paper model and try to understand the scale.
The construction of the project has been started since, I remember, the end of the 2007. And it started with the concrete curved wall around the building.
So this is also the structure. So you see a lot of steel structure column, but also the concrete wall worked for the structure and to avoid getting the bracing.
This is the construction of the structure and the roof. You see how the roof and the skylight are combined, integrated. And then this is each structural unit has a skylight, and it repeats to create a homogeneous daylight atmosphere inside the building. In this building, we have so many huge shelves, but the multiple providing daylight, a skylight doesn't create shadow inside the building.
The total surface of the top light is same from the normal factory building, but just try to divide the thinner one and spread everywhere to get a homogeneous bright space, which is not good for the lecture, but normally we hope this is to make a very nice space to work.
This is just, we completed the first phase, first half of the circle. You see still existing factory stay. And next here. This is almost completion. We have so huge shelf under the skylight. And then there are a few walkway inside going across, all the way across the building to give some transparent feeling, so that people staying inside in the really huge footprint don't lose the orientation, how to say, direction. They can keep the relation with the outside. And some part give the window on the ground or a little bit higher position to allow people to see outside. We are trying to still keep the relation between inside and outside. This is a completion of the facade. The three pattern of wave get connected to create a random landscape of the waves on the facade. And then this facade is totally continuing to create one united landscape outside of the building.
Next project also not so far from here, the EPFL Rolex Learning Center, this completed to the end of 2009, and this started from the competition, and we understood the EPFL asked us to think about what type of space is a new space to learn. And then we proposed this. And because of the, we thought it's very nice to have a very open space where the many different people who learn the different profession, but to come here and automatically or naturally they have a chance to meet and to discuss. And this is maybe one of the answer, the new space to learn.
One of our idea with this project is to provide really huge one room for many different programs. So people, many different programs, many different people can stay together in one room. But each program, each people can be divided by the topography.
So the beginning of the competition study period, we studied many different type of building. But then, the end, we decided to propose one-story building, which is more easy people to meet. But at the same time, it's a huge building, and then if we go to the one-story building, already we knew this is also occupied the long the surface, and also even if people come to everywhere to meet, but the interior is huge, so very difficult the inside to meet. So then at the end we
レーザーポイント
違う次
あこれで先に行ってこれで戻る
行かない
本当It doesn't work. I think battery. 3の手島さんなんかこの辺触ったんじゃないの？
そう一枚こうやってってから言ってよ。So then the end we found the idea of some slab coming up from the ground, and then the people can pass. Also the people can approach the center of the building, not only touch the edge of the building. This shows the section because before this building we completed the Kanazawa Museum, and that is also one-story building, and we invited the people from the city everywhere. But at the same time, sometimes the people lost the way because the people can touch the edge of the building, but inside. So this we want to bring the people to the center of the building, and then so that this section came, and then so that this is show the diagram, but because the people can approach under the shell and then automatically arrive the center of the building. And also this show the model, people approach to the center, but at the same time, it's not necessary to enter this building. People can just pass to the existing campus. And then once people come to the center of the building, people can go to the everywhere because of this is a huge one-room space. And then this shows the model. It's a one-story building, but and this shows the section. So one-story building, move from the ground to the, basically this is around the 6.5 meter high above than the lower level. And then, so sometimes they make a very intimate small courtyard, but mainly there is a lot of this type of courtyard. The courtyard, one side directly to touch this building, but the other side is going up, so the people also can go to the city or they go to the existing campus. And then this shows the study model of section. So basically this building is, the biggest span is 80 meter, and then the 80 centimeter concrete fly, and basically the ceiling and floor move parallelly. So interesting thing of this building is you cannot, this is a huge one-room space, but you cannot see all space. I mean that you are here and then you go up the top of the small hill and then you can see this. But also the ceiling coming down, so the ceiling cut your view. This sense, so everywhere you can walk freely and you cannot see the edge, just you can feel the continuity of the space, and then the space appear according to your movement. This is maybe the special character of this building. And this shows the plan, and this is a model. So basically there are two big hills, and two big hills divide 3 spaces, and then each space also even more softly divided by the big courtyard. And there is a main entrance. The people come from every direction to come to here, and then there is a cafe or the food court, and also the student space. And you go up, there is a hill, and there's a library, and so the restaurant, and you go down, you arrive at the research center or the offices, and some also grouped work. And behind this small hill, there is a multi-purpose space. And every courtyard has the openings. And so this building doesn't have air conditioning basically, and if the temperature increases, automatically this window open, and this building get cold air from the lake, and higher place there are top light and the warm air going away. And simulation 撮っちゃったの？
なかった。あ、撮ってないけど。
He cut many images, I claim. Sorry.
撮ってないけど。
やるけどさ。I like to explain some process.
There's a three-dimensional movement in the building, and this is one-story building, but it has different floor area, like first upper floor and ground floor are connected like this way, and then this movement gives the transparency for the people staying outside. They can walk straight without going away. They can go across the building to reach to the campus behind the building. Kind of transparency in the landscape side happen. And there's an open space created under the building where people can walk inside the building. And at some point, the building come down to the ground, and then this become the sub-entrance. And this is one of the entrance to connect outside and theater. so that the people in between the event can get out to talk outside, and then they also can come in again. And this is entrance situation with a cafe, and then calm slope invite people to go up. And there are many traffic way to allow people to go up and go down. We have a slope. And this is a winding slope for the shop people to bring heavy thing to go up. And this is a train, electric, inclined elevator for the wheelchair people. And then this is how, you can see how the hill topography divide space this side and the other side. You can feel the continuity of the spaces, but you don't see what's happening behind the hill. And here, the three-dimensional deformation gives multiple relation between inside and outside. Standing here, you can see the other side of the patio. And also, you also can see the campus behind the building. Campus or lake, you have you can see the landscape. This is a library program that we put on one of the most highest hill. This space softly covered dome shape ceiling for the acoustic reason. This is one of the most quiet space for study. And this is the restaurant situated the most highest position of the hill with close visual relation with the lake. There's a lake here and a mountain here. And you can walk down this way to arrive the student cafe, which is located on the ground with the direct access to the patio. And you also can go further to go up to the hill to reach to the theater. This theater is surrounded by the hill. And this way, you can go to the cafe. This way, you can go to the entrance. If you want, you can walk until wherever you want to go. And different floor get connected by the continuing space. This is one of the new projects that we are working in a small town in United States. This small town is called New Canaan. New Canaan, were very famous with Philip Johnson's glass house. And they have a really beautiful landscape with like a hill topography. And the people living in this area wanted to have a community center, which is this one, together with the church, religious program. So that the program is not just church. Together with the church, library, classroom, gymnasium, dining room, cafe, these all program are something that people in region can use and enjoy to meet. And the site was like a landscape. There are many different levels in the site. And one of our idea is to put each program on the different level, on the slope, and so that each program can have the view to the valley. And then basically each program are independent like this, but at the same time they are integrated by the big roof. So this is a long roof, calmly going up from the lower part to the higher part. And each program, they are situated on the different level, and they can have the view to the valley. This is almost outside everywhere except this part. Here, this is the dining room. こっちがダイニングルームか. And this is library. And then they are all outside. So it's a kind of really transparent building, like kids or animal can run across the building. And then this area is famous with the wooden construction, so that on this project, we try to do the wooden architecture.
The column is steel, but above the beam we use the laminated
industrial wood. And the room here and the outside space stay together under the roof. And this is one of the biggest rooms for people. Sometimes they do wedding, sometimes they do pray, church. And then all space, they have a direct relation with the landscape. And then this is, you can see how the outside landscape and inside have a mutual connection. And another reason that this project go winding is that trying to avoid existing the trees, trying not to cut down the trees. And this is a test. We drew the line stake on the side to see how the roof appears.
Construction start from next month. And next project is in Japan, Kyoto, is a housing project. The site is 30 minutes from the Kyoto station, and Kyoto has some regulation, and even it's developed, but still the sloped roof. So then this is the first model according to the Kyoto regulation. Compared to the surrounding, the site is big. In this roof, under the roof, I must plan the 10 family units for rent. But this is too big, so then we started discussion with the city, and then this divided the roofs, but the intention is still try divided many roofs, but try to make one somehow sloped gable shape. And so this is a plan, and so every family house has 3 roofs, but the third one shared by the next house, and then everywhere every house has rooms, but also the courtyard, and also there are few courtyards shared by the courtyard. For example, this house have 1, 2, 3, but one roof, and this roofs shared by the next house, and then also there is another roof, and then this is courtyard under the roof, but at the same time also the courtyard outside, and this courtyard shared by the 4 houses, and then so that try to make the very mixture between the interior space and also exterior space. And this is the model to show the structure. Also here the column we use the steel, but beam we use the wood. And now the construction going, and then it will complete in 3 months. And next one also the just construction started, the suburbia of Tokyo is a small library and in the residential area, and there's a lot of green, so try to make somehow mix with greens. If to make even the small library but become bigger than the surroundings, so I divided the programs to smaller ones, and not one massive building, but try to make like this. So the ground floor, it's more connect to the ground, and there is also communal space, so people can use it not only inside but also the partly garden. And then these are in the garden, and then the first floor will be connected and then become a little bit bigger than ground floors. And this is the space for the children, the library, and then this is some independent space, and then the top become more bigger space, the library for the elder people, and then so then the smaller spaces are connected to the top and change the shape, and then between we can plant also trees, and this is the goal of the building, and it will complete maybe it takes 1 year from now.
This is a very small, tiny house project that I built in the center of the city. And the program is the 2 business partners, they work together, and they decided to live together here. And then the site is really center of the building with gigantic neighbors around, which is almost 40 meters height. And then these neighbors are really tall, and then this site look like bottom of the valley because it's really small site. And then, people decided to move this site to enjoy the atmosphere of the city center when they live. And I started thinking how people can enjoy the city feeling, Asian city feeling while living. Now, one of the most important ideas that I found is to give the garden, small garden on every floor. So every floor plate has a garden and the room together. But the relation between them are all different in a different level. And then I made a hole on each floor plate to have a continuation between them. So garden continuing all the way up, and room are also continuing all the way. And then the floor plate is really small, like 4 meter by 7 meter or something. It's really small. And so that the garden and the room also, they are all really small. But there are some difference between the floor. One of the difference is the daylight level. The day start with very dark because it's the bottom of the valley. But as they go up, the lighting, feeling, getting bright as you go up. So that the different concept of the landscape, plantation made. And then it's really small so that I define some program not only inside but outside. This is a washing space, and this is inside the room. And then this is a meeting room located outside. But during the spring, summer, autumn, they can use. And then they also have a movable curtain to enclose. And the most lowest garden has the most dense plantation to make darkness even more dark. But and then I also put the soil for the more green. And this is the bathroom, which is separated from the main part of the building. So the people must go through the garden to reach to the bathroom. But this is a kind of traditional way of the Japanese house. They wanted to have bathroom. They wanted to have bathroom outside of the house, the private reason. So I try to do again the traditional.
No,
and then
all the days in Japan.
And then the hall connect the different floor.
Next project is in Seto Inland Sea, which is a famous the Ando's Museum now, or the Naoshima with Ando's Museum, that area. And in that area, lot of small islands, and the client is the same as Ando's. And but now Naoshima is almost full. So the client started to move the another island, and I'm doing the very tiny island. Is Inishima is this island, and there is a very small village, and before the 3,000 people were living in this island, but now 30 or 40, and the average age is 78. So there are so many empty houses, so client and we started to borrow the empty house and to change the house to the gallery, and then try to make this small village as a kind of museum. And this show, we could borrow the places, and also, but this is a tiny small village, so we didn't want to change dramatically, so we move very slowly. And also the Seto Island Sea, from 3 years ago, they started to do the art triennale using the few islands. And so this island also that so, and so I did from here that I did already few first phase this and this and this, and the second phase I did this and this. So maybe it takes more than 10 years. Gradually, we like to slowly change very slowly, and also because of the no one use long period, so many houses condition was so bad, and when we started already the some we couldn't use, but some condition was not so bad, and we decided to recycle the materials, and this is the first one. This is not so bad, so we renovated. So the ship arrived here, and then this is the first place to use, and this photo showed the original condition, and this was not so bad. So I decided to use material as much as possible, and this is a small shrine. This site is in foot of the shrine, and so I moved this to the center, and then to make this type of gallery. But before this was a small house, so there are a lot of the walls, but to use as a gallery, to remove a lot of old walls. And so instead I put 2 courtyards to work for the earthquake. And also this island is famous of stone, so there was stone wall, so I add also another stone here and also small stone here, and then try to make also some bigger space which will be used for the artists. So every 3 years this area has a triennale, and every 3 years the exhibition will be changed. This is a temporary galleries. So that you see that this become a completely transparent space, and then I add 2 courtyards, and this is old structure. I use the old structure, and then also old roof, and now the triennale just started, and this is space used by the Kohei Nawa, and then and also he used also the courtyard, and then this looks so that it's a very transparent gallery, and you see also the stone wall, and then like this, and there are many this type of houses, and then covered by the nature, and but this maybe in 1 year the nature becomes stronger than the architecture, and this go down, and this this will maybe come the 3rd phase or 4th phase. I will make also this gallery, and will made by the aluminum. And then this also the transparent, the gallery reflect the surrounding, and also even inside will bring the nature or the surrounding scenery to the inside, and the people see the art with nature. So always in this island, the village, you see the art with nature or the elder man's activity. And this is on the next slide, and this I did the first phase, and then this is I did the second this time, and then this used by the young artists, and this also you see always the art with the surroundings, and then there is another small space to have a list. And then this also is a renovation because this was a house the most rich people lived. And then always we started like this and to check the old structure, which part we can use and which part cannot. And then to make again. And this case also I use the old structure, but some I must add a new column, and also the roof is old roof, but some I add, and then to make this, and today show the videos, and this is I did the first phase, and I make a windows also here. Also, you see the diagonally to see the view, and then also this. And so always in this village, it's a very small village, and it takes 30 minutes to walk. And then always you see the art with people's lifestyle, elder people's lifestyle, and also the surroundings. And I hope the visitors sometimes can enjoy the art, but at the same time can enjoy enjoy also the very beautiful old lifestyle and nature.
This is another museum project given by the same client who asked Sejima-san to do the Inujima project, who asked Ando-san to do the Chichu Museum. He is very active, one of the most active person around this area. Then he asked me to do another museum to exhibit just only one art project made by the Japanese female artist. And then what he told me is that he wants to have just one room to exhibit her art project, and it will stay forever. He won't change the art inside the building, so that we start thinking how art and architecture and the landscape can create harmony between them. And then I started studying what kind of one room can be the best in this situation. The site is in the very beautiful nature in the middle of the hill. And this is the diagram sketch that I made at the very beginning of the design phase to show the concept, which is a water drop, one room. The one room is created by the organic curved line. I thought this is a very nice idea because everything around the building is not straight. They are all nature. Topography has they are all curved. So if architecture can have free form, it can fit the best in the nature. And then there's only one corner here for the entrance, but all the other parts is going continuing to create one room. And this shape can fit to the landscape. And the curve happen not only horizontal direction, but also elevation direction to create one room. And this is the computer graphic image to show the inside. And then I worked together with Mr. Sasaki, who is one of the most famous structural engineer working in Japan. And we discussed about structure, and then finally we decided to do the concrete shell structure, which span from the side to the other side without being supported by the column or walls. This is the section that I cut from the left to the right. You see the shell roof has a three-dimensional curve. And this is the one-to-one mock-up of the entrance part. I tried to make a very narrow, small entrance to allow people to get in just alone and get out alone. But the inside the space is kind of big. And then construction, we found a kind of interesting way to construct the concrete shell. We decided to use soil for the molding of the concrete because anyway we must make a foundation and we have so many soil. So we create a soil mountain on the foundation for the molding of the concrete. The soil is nicer than using the plywood because it's very free. I can have freedom to define the shape. And I try to keep height of the building as low as possible so that people standing just next to the building can see the other side. And due to the structural reason, we couldn't have division in between, in the middle of the building, so that the concrete pouring construction became very long, spending almost one day from the morning to the next morning. So this is the midnight, but still they come in the middle. And the organic shape can have very new harmony between architecture and nature. And I made 3 openings on the shell to allow construction people to come in to bring all the soil out to create space under the concrete roof. And this is just after they brought all the soil out. And before art come. And then finally I decided not to enclose the construction opening here to invite rain or wind come inside the building. By the way, the art project made by her is a water fountain project. There are many holes on the floor, and then water appears. And then they come down. It's not flat. There's a very calm slope on the floor, so that the water drop come down to the lowest position here under the opening. And I also did the landscape. This is the walkway. People who come to the museum buy the ticket here, and they can't come directly to the museum. They must take this way to walk like this. First, they see that there's a beautiful rice field here, and then they also have a beautiful ocean beyond. So first they enjoy the atmosphere that this island has, and then they get inside the forest, and gradually they come to the art project. And then this is the very small entrance gate, and then but you see how the space extending inside. The opening on the roof stay open all the time, and then so many things come in and come out. This is the last project that we can present today. This is the Louvre Lens, which is the second museum of Louvre. And then they decided to build the second museum not in Paris, but in a small town called Lens. almost around 1 hour train ride from the Paris. This city, Lens, was famous with the coal mine industry. But during 80s or 90s, they closed the mountain, and then they lost their industry. This became the big problem in Lens and in France. I understand this is one of the reasons why French government and Louvre Museum chose this city for the second museum site. So this is not only a museum project, but also the revitalizing project, revitalizing the city. And the site is here in the middle of the residential area. There is a beautiful hill here. This used to be used for the coal mine activities. But after quitting the industry, this became just a kind of park, or half park, half abandoned space. And then this became our project site. And the program that they gave us is huge, like 30,000 square meter or something, 30,000 square meter. And the site is a really regular shape. So if we build the square building, it becomes really big. And then some part, it hit to the boundary. We thought it's not nice shape. It's not nice to give the one big architecture on this site. That's why what we did is to divide big program into several small pieces like this. And then they are half independent, but they also get connected like this. And each pavilion are located along to the site, so that they are not parallel each other, and each pavilion has a very calm curve on the facade.
Because this site has a lot of historical things, I say. There's a kind of, they say the Cavalier is there was a rating to come to this site. Also, this is not flat site, it's topography. So the first diagrammatically, as a diagram, we divided 5 volumes, but this doesn't fit, does have a good relation to the existing things or the topography. And then we started to give each box slight curve, but gradually we realized also this curve, interesting point is if you visit the site, you cannot notice that is a shape, the curved shape, just looks like a flat. But it's because of the very slight curve, we also think it's very naturally fit to the site. And also this building, the total length is less than, but more than 350 meters. So that is, looks flat, but actually 4 meter difference between edge to another edge. So the roof also looks flat, but actually the calm slope just follow the landscape. So these 2 points is just looks 5 volumes are looks like a connected, but if you visit the site completely, you feel the different atmosphere. But you still maybe, if you see it's a curve and you can see the curve, but just we think it's not the form, but more the experience shape. we are thinking now. It's not show the form, but as an experience, you can feel some difference from the straight line or the flat roof.
Basically, we have just one story is on the ground, another one story in the basement. And then all the program on all the spaces on the ground is open to the public. And then the open part, we have a glass facade. And the closed part, we have aluminum facade. And then we are trying to create a very, landscape facade going across the landscape. And then because of the topography, this architecture is not flat, but sloping, very calmly, trying to follow the nature.
And the plan is the center is the entrance hall, which include the library or the children's room or the bookshop or the information center. And the right hand there is the collection gallery, which we say time gallery, which shows the Louvre's contents started from 4000 BC until the middle of 19th century. And also the other side, there's a temporary gallery. So the idea is to show the whole contents of the Louvre in the time gallery, and then you can see more precisely in the temporary gallery. So temporary gallery change every 3 months, and the collection gallery every year the 20% that they will change the contents from the Paris.
And we also have a theater here, and sometimes they want to use the theater and the temporary gallery together. And sometimes they can use independent way. And then one of the most interesting point of the Louvre collection is very long history. And then they ask us to think about time. We propose so many things. One of the things that we propose is to give the very long one room to allow them to exhibit all art pieces along the timeline. So people getting from here, they start with the very 4000 before Christ, and then as they walk, the timeline go up until the 19th century. The idea is that the people can experience the history through their art collection. If you walk this way, you can feel time. If you walk this way, you can feel the region, the different region. And another idea that we have is that the paintings and sculpture, they are exhibited like island way. How to say? Like island to allow people walk around. We decided not to use wall, and this is one of the important things that we propose, having a skylight all the way to give the much daylight inside the exhibition space.
But this is also the requirement from the Louvre. Because they didn't want to show their collection as old pieces. They want to show their collection under the contemporary, atmosphere. So they want to get a space people can feel continuity from the 4000 BC until now.
This is one of the reasons why we made a glass gallery here after the time gallery. People walk from the 4,000 years before Christ until 19th century, and then they arrive to the glass gallery here to see the historical archaeology, combine landscape.
Just
that
this
we have today.
history came after the Louvre's collection. So just some continuity to this site.
And there are many historical things stay in the site. This is one of them. This is a shaft where they dig. So then we use this one for the roundabout. So this is the entrance where people come through like this. And the exhibition gallery are covered by the aluminum wall, which has a soft reflection, reflect surrounding. And then this is a public entrance hall made with glass. They are all continuing like this. And there are many opening gate open to the different direction to allow people to come in from all around. And we have many public program inside the entrance hall. This is the bookshop. This is the lounge. And then the landscape come inside together with the aluminum facade. And it come and then it continue until inside the gallery. Like this. We also made the same finish in the gallery to have the reflection, to reflect the art and the people walking through the art. And then this is a skylight. And like this is kind of forest of the art. So you can walk, you can wander, you can walk inside. And then you also, sometimes you can see the reflection to tell how people and art meet inside, under the light. And then this is very difficult to see, but floor is not flat. Because we also wanted to have the continuity of the ground beyond in the glass gallery, and then the other side here in the entrance hall, so that the floor goes down together with the landscape. This is the photo of the opening day. People surround the art to see art from different directions. And this is one of the public part in the basement to show the art storage here. They have multimedia information here, and they also can see the people, museum people working inside the art storage behind the glass wall.
So the ground level is galleries, and the basement there is a space to support the museum, and then you can go down the middle of the basement and you can see the storage or the あれ修復ってなんだっけ？Restoration space.
And this is the entrance foyer of the theater, which is open to the different direction. So the theater is here. And then they have independent foyer where the floor is made by the Kusama, one of the most famous Japanese artists. And this space can be used independently, but they also can use together with the gallery next to the theater. This is a theater. And very difficult to see, but the architecture follow the landscape going down. They always sit right on the ground. And the program is really huge, but we are still trying to create some harmony between the architecture and the nature. I think this is the last image that we have tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.